Hello everybody. I've been working on the shop for a while. I was going to do some of the videos, but just did not have time to set up the camera and do all this stuff and keep it rolling and do the work, because I was having to do the work myself. I'm not a concrete finisher, but I kind of figured it out a little bit along the way of exactly how to do it. So I did get it perfectly square, but I'm not as good with the finishing trowel and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff about what I was doing here. The building itself that you see right here, I didn't put it up, but I found this guy, and he sold me the building, and they came and installed it, and they were super great. They did real good. Dove Lynn, how you doing? I can see some of the chats, but I'm just telling you that a lot throughout this whole process really kind of set me back a little bit. I thought where it was going to take me like 5 dump truck loads of dirt. I mean, I'm no, architect or nothing, but it took 27 truckloads of dirt. And I may have to put a little bit more around the edge of the building. I'm going to put sod around the building in certain places to where I don't have to start all off from nothing and grow the grass. I think grass seed's kind of expensive anyway. So I'm probably just going to put the sod in. Hey everybody. It's already starting to get a little bit filled up. I mentioned in one of my other videos that I had a pretty good section of the block in Wrightsville. I sold that, and I needed a place to put the materials and stuff that I use here at my shop here. All my storage here is full, so I've been doing this a long time, and at the end of the year I would buy closeouts. And if you're in the upholstery business, you probably needed to have bought closeouts at the end of the year. Even though that car didn't have no tore up seats in it and you had to wait a few years to use it. But if you're going to be in this business, you would have to wait a few years, but you wouldn't have to pay $50, $60, $70 a yard for it. So, and you could actually give your customer a little bit better price. But it's I got a bunch of stuff here. I think I done we tried to stack it up to the ceilings. The ceilings is pretty tall, but we did try to stack it up. I brought the forklift in here and I picked it up high, and my 2 grandsons, they got up there and they pulled it off as I was letting it up and down. And they had a friend of theirs, and that gave them a chance to do a little work, and it gave them a chance to earn a little bit of money. So I was real pleased with them helping me. So I'm gonna walk around in here and show you some of the stuff that they done. You see that the ceilings is kind of tall. This is not the red iron building. You can tell that it's like the carport type, but a lot of people's going to that. It withstands 140 miles an hour wind, and 140 miles an hour. That's pretty strong wind. So I figured if it could withstand that, I'm good, because I'll probably be hiding somewhere. You see, they put it. I didn't want the I didn't want any windows. I didn't want people coming up here and looking and seeing what all I had. That was right here that could actually take it. YouTube ain't gonna drive here and pick this stuff up. But some of it is for sale. But you can see, check out that. My grandson took my light and he put it up there in the roof of this building. and I guess I could take a ladder and get it down, but he didn't even say nothing about it. And he brought that four-wheeler in here, and he thought that he was gonna take that thing apart in here, start working on it, and get grease all over my floor. If you're in the upholstery business, you know greasy hands, grease, stuff like that does not mix with interior work. So I told him, no, don't even start on it. What I would do is I would take his four-wheeler to the shop for him, and I would get that really was knowledgeable about what they were doing to fix it. There's some of the stuff that I had in the restaurant. A prep table, I had them in pinch ovens. All that stuff is probably needs cleaning up a little bit, but the building is 30 by 60, and you can see we made use of the space pretty good. I went to out of town the other day and I bought a bunch of drums. This trailer that's in here, I had it full. That's like a 25 feet trailer. But all this material, I had all this stuff in storage right here, and all this is like Naugahyde, what they call Naugahyde. It's a vinyl. They have all different type names for it. You probably wouldn't, if I told you, you probably wouldn't know exactly, but it's really a lot of it's originals. Had a bunch of this foam right here. If you're up in the upholstery business, you probably know how important it is to have a bunch of foam, and you see it goes way up there to the ceiling. And that right there, them rolls, that's called Dacron. And we stacked it like all the way to the corner. So that's a bunch of foam. Ever since gasoline went up, foam rubber went up because they say it's a petroleum-based product. Like these big pieces right here, I can cut them up, but you got to cut them up with like a hand saw because I don't have the saw. I do have a bandsaw to cut some of this stuff up with, but these big pieces, I may cut them up and I don't know, I might donate them to somebody that shoots bow and arrows, stuff like that. I don't know if y'all have ever seen James Jean. If you look James Jean up, he lives here in Georgia. He shoots the bow and arrow, and he can shoot a water drop, and he can do all kind of really, really neat stuff. I may make him one, which he probably don't need it if you can shoot a water drop. But it finally got it done. Really, really, really proud that I got all this done because this put a whooping on me moving it. You know, it's not lightweight. It's not as light as you think it is. It's pretty heavy. We had to take a pole. There it is right there. You see that tall aluminum pole right there? Let me see. Right there. We took that pole and had to lay this over it, and it took two of us to carry one because it's not the first one that's gonna get you. It's the 150th one that's gonna get you. You know, so it's at the end of the time, you're saying, my God. There was a kid, he said, man, my hands are killing me. My hands are killing. And I said, man, I told you, I warned you. So a lot of this stuff right here is just what you got in your car. Like if you got a like this, just say, I'll tell you what this goes in. All right, just say you got a Chevrolet truck, like a 2017, 18. That right there is what you're gonna have in it. Is this right here. It's kind of thin, and that's the reason that when you slide in and out that it wears out that edge on the side of your seat. Bad for the customer, but really kind of job security if you you want it fixed for me. So if you're in the upholstery business and you have little scrap pieces, you probably want to hold on to them if they're big enough to do a job. I do throw a bunch of stuff away. I've had people come out here and say, hey, I want to try it myself. A lot of times I just give them a piece to where they can can try it themselves. I wish more people knew how to do it, you know. But I have not found. I found a couple of people, but they don't want to move. They don't want to move to come here. So I'm gonna show you what this building looks like. I see my gray hair shining out here, but it man, that was a work in progress right there, getting that floor just right. But you see, I got it all the way down. I'll shake you around and show you the back side. And I'm gonna tell you how much this guy, it's called G Corp. He has a little company that's in South Georgia, but I think all the metal comes out of maybe North Carolina. But you see, it's all the way down there. I wanted a door in the middle. You could design it the way you wanted it, but if I put one in the middle, I felt like enough air could come through it and kind of keep it cool, because I don't have the $10,000 it takes right now to do the foam, the spray foam. I know that's the way to go. I know everybody says, hey, why don't you go ahead and do it? Why don't you go? And I could go ahead and do it, but I had to put this stuff in here and I didn't have time to get it done. You know, I had to have a place. My deadline was running out. The 20th was my deadline of this month. So I had to get this stuff moved out of here, out from over there, because I don't know what my rent would have been. But I'm gonna come down here to where the ground normally was, and I'm gonna show you how much dirt I had to put in here. All right, you can see that's a pretty good bit of dirt all the way up the hill. And some of that sand comes from the east side of the river, like East Dublin. They have a lot of sand over that way. Somebody asked me, did I think that sand was gonna steal something out here because it come out of East Dublin? But I think I ain't found nothing that's gonna nothing's missing yet. So that's good. I'm gonna have to pour some concrete down here. I'm gonna add some more dirt to it. But at this point right here, so far, I'm pleased with it. Like I said, it was a lot of work. I'm thinking altogether, there's my old raggedy truck right there. I do have some newer ones, but I do like to drive this old one. And it's just something I like to do, you know. I got that white one right there, that 4-door truck, but you know diesel is, and I do have one with the Cummins in it, a Dodge with the Cummins, so I don't drive it too much. Diesel's about $5 a gallon. So I just kind of put around in that old one. When it gets hot weather, the $5 a gallon, I may have to reconsider, start driving one with air conditioning. But all this stuff like that, y'all, I know you're probably seeing it in here, them pews. I'm trying to sell them right now, along with these clergy chairs or something like that. I'm trying to sell this stuff like this, and maybe, and just get it out of here. I really just want to get rid of it. I don't need it. I don't want it. So I put it in. I put it in a marketplace really, really cheap just to get rid of it. And everybody really just wants to know if it's still available. So I ain't sold it yet. But maybe I will. And I'll probably paint the floor. Maybe I'll make a video on that, on painting the floor. But I got another storage building that's got a lot of materials and stuff in it that I use some out of. I just got to, it's a lot more than what I showed you here. But, you know, I'm just one man, and one man can only do so much. My mother, she's sick. She's got dementia. Any of you out there that's got a family member with dementia, you know what I'm talking about. It is a full-time job, and she's elderly right now. She's got pneumonia in one lung, and my sister's kind of helping me with her right now. So it's just kind of like me and her. She does have more children, but it's me and her that does the caregiving, and we don't put. If somebody wants to help, they can, but we're not going to go out of our way and ask. You know, it's their mother too. So everybody's family has, you know, has their own problems, and we got things that we deal with in my family, and we don't mix a lot of different things in my family. We just sort of keep it, you know, kind of low key. I do a whole lot of work. I've took off of work for a couple of weeks to get all this stuff right here done. Yeah, this is a workshop, and but really what I'm going to use it for is just say I'm working on something and it might be raining or hot sunshiny. I'll pull it in here and pull the interior out, but I'm going to take it next door, which is 25 feet. And that's where I'll be making the covers and stuff like that. So that's this shop will be used to take stuff out and stuff like that. And we have a lot of customers, you know, with cars, like it might be 150 grand that they got in their car, and they don't want to leave it outside for me to take it apart. That really, a guy came up here with a Cadillac. He's from Swainsboro, and the car was, I think he said he had about 160 grand in restoring it. And I told him, I said, man, I go to Tractor Supply and I buy some tarps and I lay it down. All he wanted was just it's dynamite. He wanted that put up under the carpet, and I said, I'll do that, and then I put it right back in. He said, oh no, we're not going to do that. Not with this car. So, and I understood. So now I got a building we could pull it in and lock it up. So anyway, we once I get all this done, I might have to paint half of it to what part I use and all that's stored. A lot of people are probably wondering, what am I doing with so much? Why do I have so much? Well, for 3 or 4 years, I was going to build these golf cart seats, and I already have all the saws. I went around to all these different places like cabinet shops and even Flex Steel. They have a water jet that will cut the wood out. It shoots water so fast it will actually cut metal or wood. So, and but they said that they couldn't get involved with me whenever they have a hard time catching up, so they wouldn't do it. So the lady out there advised me, why don't you just buy you some saws? And then I did. I said, well, I just buy some saws to do the job. So I got them in another building in downtown Dublin. I'll probably be getting some of them and bring them out here and set them up and cut out maybe 100 and then make 100 covers like that. My helper that worked with me at one time, his mother got really sick, and that's been over a year ago, so I don't know if he's coming back. So it's hard to find help too. My two grandsons don't really want to learn this work for some reason, but that is one of the reasons why I go on YouTube and make a video of how to do this or how to do that, because if I can help one person figure out how to do this or how to do that, because everybody's got their own way, it might help somebody learn, you know, and in this day and age, everybody should be learning how to do something with their hands. So people's just not learning anymore. I hate to say it, but it's sad. We've been having a lot of rainy weather, so it's a little bit humid here in Georgia. I went out to Texas one time and we couldn't even turn the squidgy around before the windshield dried. I've never seen stuff like that. And we walked outside on the grass at like 3 in the morning and my feet didn't even get wet. So other places don't have this, but if you bring your behind to Georgia, you're gonna experience it. So I'm getting a little bit sweat going on, but it's not really hot, it's just humid. So I'm comfortable. It's not hot, it's humid. So anyway, this is my video. Oh, let me show you my golf cart. This is a old golf cart. I know it looks brand new now, but I took my old camouflage golf cart and I bought all the new kit for it, bought the new top for it. The seats, I hadn't done them yet, but I'm gonna change these seats. I'm gonna make some really, really, really nice ones to go on here. Change the steering wheel and put the new rack on it and changed it all up. It cost me probably around, I'm thinking around $2,000. It did run good, but now for $2,000, instead of spending $5,000, I got one that looks new. I did tell y'all earlier when I was outside going around the building that I would tell you about what I paid for this building. That way you might want you one. The company was G Corp. I think that he's more or less like he sells the buildings, but he does stand behind them. I mean, so he called me. I called him up. He called me back. I had to give him a deposit. It was like $1,300. He sold me this building for $21,500. So, and that was tax and everything, $21,500. You can look online, they have those things on Facebook all the time, these companies, but they're not $21,500, tax and everything. So my concrete was $3,700. But then I had to buy the rebar. I put two pieces of number 4 rebar all the way around it. And they did kind of gouge me on the rebar and the keyways. The keyways is it's where the concrete's got to crack. You know, it will crack. You just don't want it running every which way. So you want it to run straight instead of crooked. So I did put the keyways in it. So that was about $700. 27 truckloads of dirt was $3,000. I smoothed it out myself with a bulldozer, and got it all smoothed up. So I'm gonna say, you know, you can do if I did it, you can do it all yourself. Don't cut yourself short. You can do it. If I did it, you can do it. So you could it's a 30 by 60. I wish it was a 30 by 100 or 30 by 120, but the place that I put it, I had to fill it up so much with dirt. If it would have been more level ground, I might would have made it longer, for sure. But it wasn't. It didn't turn out that way. And another thought that I had was whenever I built this and I had to build that dirt up high, I wished I would have bought one of them shipping containers and dug it out and put it up under this concrete. Then it would have been like a storm shelter, which it's not bad storms, but I have seen a couple of tornadoes in the last 5 years right close by. So at least we would have had it, you know, like a storm shelter. And who knows with the way the world is now, it might have been a bomb shelter, who knows, I don't know. But at least we would have had it, and it would have been a place to get in case something like a storm or something come up. You know, we never had them love bugs until this about 5 years ago, and the storm blew them in here, and now we got them, so they're here. You could get them in Florida, but we never had them here. So I don't forget what hurricane that was that blowed them up here for us, but I wish we didn't have them. So anyway, this is my short little video. I'll be back before long. Maybe when I got a little bit more time. I got several things to do. You know, my mom, she's ready to come home, so I got to kind of get her situated where you know, we're having to put things in for her needs. So we're doing it, and I went to see her yesterday, and she was really ready to come home, and there's no place like it. So that's where she wants to be. She's 94 years old, and I want her here. And I appreciate everybody watching. If you like the videos, which this is not an informative video, but I mean it's just something I'm doing. But if you do like the videos, like it and subscribe. I have a really small YouTube following, so like and subscribe, and share it. If you know any friends that wants to do upholstery work, hey, this is the channel. Thanks, and see y'all next time.